Welcome to Confessions. This is True Story Time. We're going to talk about what today? Desire. Maybe we're going to expose the truth or tell on someone that's been deceitful. Possibly sorrow or revenge. Let's begin. And today we will discuss sorrow. Before we get into today's story, I do want to remind you guys that I am narrating. These are not my own stories, and when I speak, I'm not speaking from me, like it's my personal experience. I'm simply reading and I'm reciting a story that is someone else's. Let's begin. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm a guy, but I've always felt like I wasn't anything, a guy or a girl. I don't know how to explain it. I never wanted children, never wanted a relationship, and I never ever wanted love from an outside person. I'm not an incel. I'm definitely not. I love when I see people together and hanging out, loving each other. It's just that I've never had a relationship and I've never wanted one. Now I am well into my 60s. Everyone that I know and were my best friends, people that I developed relationships with over the years, they're all gone. Either they died recently or some of them just left. You see, because of who I am and because I know I'm different, I have made friends with a lot of people who are like me. You may call us misfits, but we're not misfits. We're just people who just love living life without having to answer to anyone else. You're probably wondering about my sexual orientation, and I don't have one. Sometimes when I sleep and I get aroused down there from certain dreams, I will release, but it's not like something that I have to do every morning when I wake up like most dudes. And it's definitely not something I would do in the middle of the day. And by the end of the day, because I am a person that does work hard at night, my guy down there doesn't even wake up. He's probably used to me not doing anything with him. I I don't know. It's just been what it's been. And I've met a lot of people like me. Unfortunately, a lot of them take their lives. They do. They're sad because they don't feel like they fit in society. And I feel sorrow, a lot of sorrow in my soul for them people. I feel like they were misunderstood, misrepresented. I feel like there's a space and time for them in society, but society doesn't let them get in. If somebody isn't interested in sex, if somebody isn't interested in money, if somebody isn't interested in something that is common and trendy, then you guys out there think there's something wrong with the person, and there's not. I think my soul is just comforted with being alive. I don't desire any type of drinks or any type of smoke. And, I do enjoy a really good thriller. I enjoy a really good story. I enjoy a story of someone that tried hard and made it. And I also feel bad for the stories of people that never tried and regretted it. You see, these days, because I've been feeling a little bit lonely and feeling a little bit like I've cut myself off from a certain part of the world. All my family has passed on. I have nobody. Of course, I have my online friends, but I've been wanting now, these days, just recently, in the past week, some love. I'm not a virgin if that's what you're thinking. I did get a couple of prostitutes in my time just to see what it would be like, but it was more hand jobs and nothing more than that. Last week I took a trip to the Dominican Republic, and I was sitting in a bar watching all the action in a town called Sosua. And I was watching a lot of the action, a lot of the people, foreigners that visit the Dominican Republic for play and to pay for it. And I was watching all the dynamics, and a girl came up to me. I felt so awkward. I really don't know how to speak to women, and most times I don't want to. But lately I've been thinking, who am I going to leave my money to? My dad, he left his bundles of money to me, cash and investments and real estate and art. I don't know what to do with all the money because I don't do anything most days. I love to travel and I love to treat myself good to the best things in life. But I've been thinking about an offspring, somebody to carry my name, my dad's money. Is that what the world is all about? Money? I never thought so. But these days, I have been thinking, all this money, all I have to do is just have a child, and then what? Give the child my money. Because when I die, my child will never have to work a day in their life. Wouldn't that be a beautiful life for someone? I don't know, maybe not, because most people, they love to work. They love to get out. They love to be in society. But the prostitute that I got, she was a little too forward. And she wasn't taking her time with me. And I just didn't feel like it was love. I felt like it was just sex, which really what it was. But I wanted her to take it easy on me. I wanted her to know that I've never been inside of a woman. And she didn't understand English very well, and she couldn't believe it when I told her I never had sex with a woman, or a man for that matter. I'm not gay. And she laughed at me. She laughed. She was drunk, but it was still mean. You know, why is it so funny that a 60-year-old has never been intimate before? How does that make someone laugh? What does this world come to? And she laughed some more. And then she touched my little guy down there, and he is little. I barely touch him myself. It's a muscle. If you want it to be big, you gotta work it. I don't even touch him. Very rarely. Like I said, in my sleep sometimes. She was touching it and fingering it and calling it small and laughing at me and pushing my belly up so she could look at my little guy down there again. And it was just so embarrassing that I slapped her in her face. I just slapped her. And she looked at me in shock. And she said, "What are you doing?" And I slapped her again. And I told her she's mean. Don't do that to somebody. I wasn't thinking about what would happen to me. But I slapped her again. And this time I slapped her so hard she fell to the ground. And this time she grabbed an ornament on the TV stand. There's like a TV stand below the flat screen TV in this Airbnb I was in. She picked up the ornament and she whacked it over my head. Of course, I blacked out immediately. She knocked me out. I'm glad she did. I feel sorry for what I did to her because the third slap I gave her was quite hard, and when I seen her go to the ground, I did see her bite her lip really hard, and it was bleeding. But I would have hit her again, and I possibly would have taken her life. I probably would have taken her life. I felt so angry and so hurt inside. I just thought I could maybe find a woman to understand my situation. Know that, I have all this money that I want to pay forward to my child. I would have taken care of that woman. But now I don't want to do it again. I'm so embarrassed. I don't know what to do. I feel like my life was lived for nothing. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening. This story was sent to me by a gentleman that really wants your advice. He's a guy that wants to be able to enjoy a woman, love her, feel comfortable, and he's looking for any type tips that you guys have that you can put down below. He doesn't think he's a virgin because obviously he feels like he was released from a woman before by her hand, but he just doesn't know what it's like to enter a woman. He wants your advice, and he also wants to say sorry to that woman that's out there if she happens to be listening. All right, guys, take care of yourself. This is story time, and it is confessions. Take care, everyone. Have yourself a wonderful day. Also, don't forget, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. It's free. And not only that, when you do subscribe, you'll get notified when I upload story time or when I upload anything to do with relocating to the Dominican Republic, real estate here, and also travel and tourism. All right, guys, I love you. Take care of yourself out there and be good to yourself. You deserve it.